All right, let's connect and do the stream for today, guys. Let's see what we got while we're connecting here. Always post your comments below in the top chat, live chat. Super chats are always welcome. And comments if you are watching this after the delay. We'll see what you got for questions for today, guys. So, general spoiler warning. I don't know what people are going to ask, but I will be answering questions. So I will be potential spoilers will come. So I can't wait for today, guys. Thank you guys for joining me today. Walking Dead, February 25th, second half of season 8. Can't wait. How about you guys? I'm excited. Thank you everyone for joining me today, February 25th. I got the marathon going on right now. The Talking Dead promo for that. Chandler Riggs is on tonight. Greg Nicotero. And that's it for the Talking Dead. I'm hoping someone comes on and surprises everybody. That would be pretty awesome if it was Denai Guerrero who plays Michonne or Andrew Lincoln who plays Rick. But the only confirmed guests are Greg Nicotero and Chandler Riggs. I know I'll be watching it because I am excited to see how it goes down. I don't know what's going to happen in the episode 100%, but if you've seen the spoiler videos, you know it's going to be a heavy Carl episode for his last episode. And it's a shame because it's his last episode. I watched the ET Entertainment Tonight, Entertainment Weekly, whatever it was, the interaction and the interview with Chandler Riggs and that reporter. And you could see he was definitely still upset about being off the show. And I don't blame him because it's a big thing. He said a bunch of different things I already knew about him being knighted by Andrew Lincoln with a machine gun on his 14th birthday and one of his coolest moments on that too. So I think there's going to be a lot more coming out after Chandler Riggs is done with the season, contractually done with the show and everything there. Maybe he writes a tell-all book. Maybe there's a thing with it. So I'm excited to see what happens down the road with Chandler Riggs. So let's do a trivia here. So today is February 25th. So if you have the calendar for the desk calendar, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool stuff. So this is back in season 2, episode 10. It's a weekend question because they do weekend questions Saturday and Sunday. Today's February 25th. So the question from season 2, episode 10 is, why did Rick want to break Shane's jaw? Why did Rick want to break Shane's jaw? The question is that. The multiple choice is, for no reason. He found out about Otis getting shot. He felt Shane should have been the one to shoot Sophia, or he found out about the affair with Lori. Why did Rick want to break Shane's jaw? So right there is that. I was pretty obvious the answer, but why did Rick want to break Shane's jaw? What's your answer? Flip it over. He found out about the affair with Lori. Obviously, Rick also wanted Shane to choke on your teeth, he said to Shane. So that maybe come around with it. I love the desktop trivia. They have some pretty good ones on there. Some are pretty obvious, but that was pretty cool. So what are you excited for tonight, guys? I know a lot of people are like 50-50. They're excited for the episode, but also are dreading it because it's the last episode of Carl. It sucks. And I know people are putting out false hope videos. They're just saying that they're like, oh, Carl's going to be immune. He's going to happen here. It says like Carl's journey ends blatantly in the ads now. It's obvious when he got bit. It's just crazy to see. Jerry, I saw the video of Andrew Lincoln singing to Chandler. I saw the goodbyes by Pollyanna McIntosh and Enid, Caitlin Nakin. I think that they'll probably show some of those on probably Talking Dead tonight. I would assume that they will have a nice goodbye in memoriam to Chandler Riggs. I know it sucks, but it's the way it is. There's nothing we can do about it. So I think Chandler has a big following. He'll continue on in the movie roles. It's kind of crazy to think that he auditioned for the Han Solo role, the Solo movie that's coming out. the Peter Parker role for Homecoming, and he's tried out for a couple other movie roles that he didn't get. He got a couple other movie roles, smaller roles, or smaller movies, not roles. He's coming out with a lot of different stuff coming out in the future. But Chandler Riggs did not get the solo movie and the Homecoming movie for Peter Parker for Spider-Man Homecoming. But Chandler Riggs is going to be around in the news, making music, movies, maybe a TV show down the road, because The Walking Dead, so many people still do stuff out there for it. So they're doing really good stuff after The Walking Dead movies, shows, and the sky's the limit for a young actor. But Living Corpses, when the book 6 is coming out, probably in the middle of March. I don't want to say a time or a date exactly, but middle of March makes the most sense for me for book 6, entitled Keeper. I'm doing the editing right now. I'm taking the time with it. The typing, the text, the 200 and some pages is done. The 17 chapters is done. I just have to edit it. I'm going to edit it, and then I'm going to look at it again, and then edit it again, and then probably put it out. So I'm excited for book 6. It's the second volume, the first book of the second volume of it. So I'm very excited because we go in a different little path for it for my Fight For Us book series, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Kindle versions, of course. Chandler Riggs plays EDM, electronic dance music. So he's kind of like a DJ. He likes different DJs and EDM music. So if you like that kind of stuff, he goes by Eclipse. He's not Chandler Riggs. He is Eclipse. CLIPSE for the name, and it's kind of cool. He wanted to be different stuff for it. So Dylan, how do I write my book so fast? I have a whole notebook, one of these, full of ideas, pieces of paper. I write stuff down, I write stuff down, and I write every day. I type it up, and then once I start writing, I just get it going and put it down, and I do a chapter. I try to do a chapter or a chapter and a half when I'm writing. I don't write every day on Microsoft Word, but when I do write, I try to write as much as I can and just put it down on paper and then edit it later. And that's the biggest thing, is when you have inspiration or you have the ability to write or draw or whatever your thing is, do it. Writers will write every day. Artists will paint, draw, digital art, however, every day that they can. And the more you can do it, the better you actually get. So hopefully my writing is getting better in each book. The story gets better in each book. The formatting, the text, the grammar, everything gets better with it. And I'm excited for the second volume. The first book should be out, I would say, in 2 to 3 weeks. I will definitely let you know when the book series continues on, and I got many more books coming with that, and my book series is not going to stop after book 6. It's the second volume. I have at least 3 volumes, probably 5 books per volume, so we're talking about at least 15 books, maybe more. Maybe I take a break and I go down there too. So let's talk about The Walking Dead, guys, a little bit, and we'll always throw a little Fight For Us in there. The stuff behind me, that's the concept art. And also, before I get to the Walking Dead content, I'm writing the script for comic book number 1. It'll be out hopefully this summer. My artist probably said it'll take about a month from start to finish. So I'm going to hopefully get the script done over to him. They'll start it and we'll have it done. I just got to get the money together for the payment and stuff there too. It's pretty expensive to make a comic book, but hopefully it'll be pretty awesome and do well for you guys. And that'll be out hopefully later this year, along with the other future books. I'm going to finish book 6 and probably write book 7 and 8 later this year. So I'll have 3 more books coming out and a comic book later this year, besides the awesome YouTube channel and other avenues for that. Hopefully I'll see you guys in Walker Stalker Nashville in May. That's the middle of May. And then hopefully I'll see you guys in Walker Stalker Atlanta in October. It'll be the end of October. So that'll be the 2 conventions I'll be going to later this year. Hopefully I'll be able to see you guys, meet you, sign some books, or any of that stuff for you as well. So Walking Dead wise, guys, I'm watching here. The marathon's going on. Are you keeping up with it? Are you watching the Walking Dead marathons? 6, 7, 8. We're coming up on the second half of season 8. It'll be here in a couple hours, guys. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon here in Florida as I make this video. So we are 8 hours, or well, less than 8 hours away from The Walking Dead. And I feel like it is a holiday, a celebration, a big day. It's like Super Bowl. It's something coming back that I'm excited for. And that's kind of like the best parts. I'm excited for this, the hope of the series to continue. And I know everyone who likes Carl and loves Carl and Chandler Riggs and the character of Carl Grimes is going to hate this. If you like the show, it's going to suck because The Walking Dead is losing a character from the first season. Now, they're saying that it's going to make sense for us down the road. The executive producers and everything are saying that it's supposed to make sense for us. So let's answer some questions. Do you think if they can't get a new contract done with Maggie that she is obligated by her old contract to film her death on the show? That's a great question. The King or K exclamation point NG. That's a great way of asking. I don't know. If she doesn't have a contract as of season 8, what would be her reason to come back? She has no legal obligation to the show besides her wanting to do it and say, look, I'll do a couple episodes, but then that's it. Maybe it's not a whole season contract, it's a couple episodes. So if she wants to say, I don't know the numbers, but let's just say if she wants a number like, I want 500,000 per episode, let's just say that's good. Or 250,000 per episode. And The Walking Dead's like, you're crazy, can't do that. We can give you this much. Well, we'll give you 250,000 an episode, but you're going to be in one episode. Season 9, episode 1, or season 9, episode 3, whenever, because the Hilltop doesn't always have to be involved. Not every character is in every episode, but say they do that and they give her the 300,000 per episode, but she films one episode and then she's killed off. There you go. There's your 300,000 when she could have took a little less, or they could have ironed out a 3-year deal with so much money there. And I'm not knowing who is to blame for this. If it's AMC is lowballing her, if Lauren is being unrealistic with her numbers, I'm not sure. Is the contract for season 9, 10, and beyond, or just 9? Or I'm not sure what it is 100%. But I think they should recast the actress because killing that character off would be really terrible for the show. It's already bad enough with Carl. Now, we don't know 100% if it was contract with Carl or this or that, because it doesn't make sense to me to have the character a season ago in season 7 want to kill Negan, and then he's killed off, and now he's going to die, and it's going to make sense to save Negan. And so Capra Dog, Carl puts himself down in the church. So Michonne or Rick, they end up leaving the church and they're crying upset, and Carl ends up taking his own life so he doesn't turn, is what the word is. Again, that's not 100%. We just don't know there, but that's what the word is. I'm excited to see if it happens the way it is, and that's what the spoilers are. They're not always 100%, but it's highly likely to occur because editing could change on there too. They're reliable sources, and they're not. My sources aren't always from the Spoiling Dead fans. There's a bunch of other things out there for that, we talk with and know. So the Spoiling Dead fans are great. They're a little more, connected with a lot of people, but they do a lot of great information, and they are great. Don't get me wrong, but we have other sources is what I'm saying. Not to say they're the only source in town, but they are a reliable, awesome source for that. I know everybody thinks that's all I get my information from, and that's not true. So do you think Angela Kang will undo some of the changes that Scott Gimple made to the show? I just don't know. Great question, TTE502. What can Angela Kang change? What can she actually do? She can't bring back certain characters that were killed off because that wouldn't make sense. But she could bring Heath and Sherry and certain people back, but that was left open for that. She can't bring Carl back. She can do, episodes with flashbacks and flash forwards in there too. I think the future is what Angela Kang can actually control, like the Whispers, Alpha, Beta, Lydia, male, female, how it is done. What they do for the second half of season 8 is a big setup for season 9, obviously, and season 10, if there is one, which there should be, but we don't know. Negan is the big question mark. What happens with that character? Because if you know the comics, he has a huge storyline left, and so did Carl, but Carl's storyline is supposed to be divided up for it. So Negan is the big question mark. Is he killed? Is he left alive? Is he captured? Is he on his own? Does he get away? We'll see what happens on there too. So I'm excited to see how it goes down. Simon, Negan, the stuff happened there where Negan gets killed or Simon gets killed? Does Dwight get captured? And is he part of the prisoners now, or what happens in there too? Because if you've seen the spoilers for the season 8 finale, it looks pretty awesome if it actually happens the way it is. And again, the sources are what the sources are, and that was pretty awesome information, but we'll see how it actually goes down in the episodes. And we got to wait weeks for that, which is good. We had to wait 2 months, over 2 months, for The Walking Dead to return. Let's not rush through these episodes. You know, I'm excited for episode 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and the finale 16, and then the crossover episode into Fear the Walking Dead season 4, episode 1, which is April 15th, which will be here before you know it. But the second half of season 8 starts tonight. I'm excited for it. How about you guys? So, great question, M. King. When does Enid find out? Whenever they make it to the hilltop. Because Carl doesn't make it to the hilltop. He's going to be put at Alexandria is what I'm going with. That Enid will find out once Daryl's group, Rosita, Tara, Tobin, the rest of the group, gets to a hilltop from Alexandria, which is going to be at earliest episode probably 11 or 12. So I would assume probably 11 or 12, because Enid's also at Oceanside right now. So she's not even there at Hilltop. So Aaron and Enid are going to be at Oceanside. So when she comes back, Enid will find out. So yeah, Diana Matthews, Angela Kang wrote some bad episodes, but also good episodes. And she wasn't always just the main writer. She was a co-writer and did some things there too. So it could be her, it could not be her. And again, Gimple is he's not going to have any power. He actually has more power above Angela Kang. So if he says that needs to happen, she needs to make it happen. And he still has some pull in there too. So I don't think it's going to be undoable. Anything that Gimple was actually done, there's still going to be some people behind the scenes pulling some strings. I think Angela Kang is just going to be doing the interviews now. Gimple doesn't have to do as many interviews, because he's going to get ripped apart if he ever came in front of the camera and came in front of people, and people are going to be writing him on Twitter and, you know, saying stuff to him and questions, and it's going to be kind of tough. So we'll see what happens at Comic-Con. That's going to be a big thing in July. When Comic-Con San Diego comes around for the Walking Dead panel, you know the fans are going to go there and they're going to be asking questions. Hopefully someone has the guts, or they let them have the ability to ask a question about Carl to Gimple's face and say, how does this make sense of that show? And we'll see what he says. And I'm sure he'll give the politically correct answer like they always do, you know. But we'll see how it actually happens on there too. So the bigger question that I also have too with Maggie Lauren Cohan's contracts is, so say Lauren Cohan does not, you know, have a contract for season 9. Do they kill the character off? Do they, you know, keep her around? Do they recast her? Do they just have her having complications and they leave her in the room? They're like, yeah, she's not doing well, she can't come out. They put her in there. Or she goes away for some reason. But what happens to the baby? Does she have the baby? Does she die during childbirth? Because people, and it's justifiable, people are like, that doesn't make sense because that happened with Lori. Well, the hands will be tied. They don't care if it's the same story death of Lori and Maggie, but does the baby be born? And what happens with Maggie, the baby? Is it a boy? Is it a girl? Does the baby survive and Maggie doesn't? Or do they both die like the Lori Judith death in the comics? It's different because it's the attack and Judith gets killed by the governor getting shot in Lori's arms. So it doesn't happen the same way, but that would be kind of interesting there too. So yes, the most thing I will miss when Rick says Carl, that's true. He's not going to say it anymore, or he might say a whisper like, I'm going to miss you, Carl. I'm going to miss you. So we'll see what happens in the episodes, but I know that season 8's coming back tonight. Ezekiel, the Kingdom, Gavin, Morgan, Carol, the big stuff, you know, and some people like Gavin, some people don't like any of the saviors besides Negan. Some people love Negan. I like Simon. I don't mind Simon. I don't mind Gavin. You know, how do you feel about the White or not? You know, is he a good guy or a bad guy? I think that'll be interesting for that too. Great question. Do you think they'll play Easy Street on loop for Negan? That's if he's captured. I don't want to hear that song anymore. Like watching the season 7 marathon, I was like, oh man, back to this Easy Street stuff. And season 7 was just such a down in the dumps season. It was kind of essential to bring everybody back to the fact that Rick has no power. Negan has the power. Let's see what the Saviors are all about. I just think they gave the Saviors too much power, and they still are giving them too much power. That's for sure. The Walking Dead was the Rick show, and then the Governor versus Rick, and then the Rick show, and then like the Claimers, and then Joe. But the Rick Grimes has always come out on top. Negan, there's a misbalance of power now with Negan on the show, with Negan versus Rick and Rick versus the Saviors on there too, and it's just hurting the show. It's hurting on there as well. We're gonna get season 6 was at a high for me, which was pretty good. It's rated not the best on Rotten Tomatoes, which I don't really buy into, but I like season 6. I think it's the best season there is. Season 7 was like a downgrade to the show, the quality of just the writing of Negan and Rick and the Savior's power. They have too much. And just watching the season 7, it's on season 8 right now, which is great. But season 7, episode 2, with Jared being introduced for the first time, I just get like frustrated just even thinking about it. When he punches Richard in the face and Gavin doesn't even stop him or do anything about it. He's like, free shots. Oh man, this is great. And he's just punching him and punching him. And you're like, come on, this is just annoying to watch. Who wants to watch bullies like that? We are supposed to be anti-bullying. So how can we watch that and be like, oh, well, I'm okay with this? I understand that the Saviors, you have to show them that, but it was just annoying to watch that over and over and then over again, especially with Jared for it. So I'm just annoyed by that, just even thinking about it. But that needs to go away and not think about it. But season 7 was just a little frustrating for it. So yeah, Mike Allen, great. Please tell me Morgan kills Jared. So for the information we have, that'll be in a later part of the season, towards the end of the season. And not sure if it's Morgan, Rick, or Carol, but because there's Morgan, Rick, and Carol with some walkers and some of the Saviors that were prisoners. So it could be a big there for it. So I think that's important to think about. It's an option for Morgan to kill Jared. I think that would be justifiable, especially when you watch it with Ben and Henry and just seeing those on there too. So hey everyone, thanks for joining me. A bunch of people just joined me this Sunday. Thank you guys for doing that. So I don't know, Geese 74, if Super Chats or PayPal. I'm not sure. I think so. I don't know. I've never done one besides been the recipient of them. So they could be for the actual PayPal for Super Chats. But if not, you can check out PayPal or Patreon for that too. We got a lot of good stuff coming up for the second half for there. So Logan Moore, what's up with the shout out? I don't know what you want, but Logan Moore wants a shout out. So any guys, I am excited for The Walking Dead of season 8. And here's the frustrating part with the attack on the satellite station again. But yeah, guys, I am going to be going for another half hour. And then I'll be doing some watching the marathon and cleaning the house and doing all that stuff. So, Brittany, is your book Fight For Us available? Yes, the 5 books available on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Kindle versions. Book 6 will be out in about 2 to 3 weeks for that. So, Barbara, great question. How did your interview go on the other group? It was good. It was a fun interview with Jim. I'm going to be doing it a couple more times, most likely, probably middle of the season, if not over the summer. I thought it was cool. He asked me some good questions about the book and The Walking Dead and the cruise on there. So it was cool. I don't mind talking about The Walking Dead. I love talking about The Walking Dead actually with you guys on the live chats, the live streams, and also with interviews and anyway the people and my patients and everything like that too. So I think it's pretty awesome. So I think I don't have a link to the actual interview. I'm not sure where it was. I guess he had it on Facebook while it was going on as a live, the Facebook live thing. So, but I'll give a link in my Walking Dead community, or Jim could do it as well for that. But it's like Walking Dead Negan's Saviors, like the family Saviors, is the group. So, but I'll put the actual link in there too. So, it's pretty cool. It was a fun interview to do, and hopefully I'll be doing more of those for it. So do you think Michonne's son is with the Whispers? What Andre is most likely dead is what the thing I get from the prior seasons of it. I know a lot of people think about Michonne's connection with the comic and the Telltale games now because of the comic there, but I think the character for the show is that Michonne won't have any children for it. So I think that doesn't connect with the show. I think it's more of a comic video game connection, but it'd be pretty cool. So I don't know, Alexander, great question. Ever think about doing live reaction shots of the episodes? Yes and no. You have to have the downloaded episode to put on there and playing it with it. Nobody probably wants to watch me just watching the episode at the same time. So I'm probably going to be doing some more stuff in the future with it. I just got to think the right way to do it so you guys are entertained and you enjoy everything. So let's see what you got for it. Where is Heath? Great question just popped up. Heath is MIA. We don't know where Heath is. I think Henry Heath. Great question. Heath will be coming around most likely season 9. Gimple said it's highly unlikely that he comes around in season 8, which makes sense. But again, my initial theory was that Heath will introduce the Whispers, the very beginning introduction of that. Or my other theory is that Eric is a walking zombie within the group where the Whisperers are hiding inside them, or he's actually using the face of Eric on there. Because remember, Eric got shot in the stomach, so his face would be preserved somewhat on there too. So PT, do you think Henry could possibly hook up with the girl from Oceanside like Carl and Lydia from the comics? Great question, Nick Jones. Not sure what the future of Henry is, but you know, we have to have the Henry, Enid, Lydia connection somewhere. If it's going to be that Lydia is now a boy instead of a girl on the show for Enid, or it's going to be Henry's connection with Lydia, but it could happen. I don't know if what they're going to do. Oceanside will definitely come back around, and I wouldn't mind seeing them coming back around more than just season 8, even in the season 9, because they do a lot of cool things. And as I was watching the season 7 marathon that was just on, because that Oceanside episode's there too, you know, I don't know how they're going to just join the fight after Enid has killed Natanya, but Cindy, you know, punches her grandmother to have them fight the walkers as they're coming on. And it's like, okay, so I guess they aren't that close, or what it was, because but you know, the grandmother is dead now, so how can you just join the fight right away? It's kind of a little funny. So let's see what we got for questions. So what are you guys doing for the party? The episode? Are you having a party? Do you watch it the day of, the next day, DVR? Because I know it's on kind of late, and it's an extended episode, so it's 82 minutes. I think that will go right into the Talking Dead, which is at like 8:20 or something, or 10:20. It's pretty interesting to see how it's going to roll right into that. Remember, Talking Dead is with Chandler Riggs and Greg Nicotero right now. Hopefully we get some more surprise guests or cameos or pop-ins or whatever. So do anyone get hit with Lucille with zombie guts on it? I don't know if that actually happens. I know that idea comes to Negan and he uses the bat for it, but we might get arrows. It could be Lucille. It's definitely going to be some, you know, maybe bullets and arrows that have the blood and guts on them, so you'll be infected faster. And then people ask the question, like, why does that matter if we're all infected? Great question, but that's just to speed it up, I guess. That, you know, there's more bacteria. There's more of that bacteria from the genetic bacteria virus thing that's in our bodies that's making us be that. I don't know 100%, but somebody will die because of that, rumors. And well, the rumors are that somebody dies because of the zombie blood and guts on the weapons of the Saviors at Hilltop. So I'll have a future video coming that up. It should be pretty interesting if that happens on there. So I think that'll be pretty cool. Who do you think will take Carl's comic role? It'll be split besides between a bunch of people. I don't know we don't know yet who it is, but what's up, guys? Thank you guys for joining me. Sorry, a bunch of people just joined. So Jan, you're in book. You guys are in my latest book. I wrote your part in book 6. Keeper, so I got you in there for it. Pretty awesome. I'm excited for that. So I think that I don't know where I was. Some people jumped in on me. So sorry about that. I got distracted for it. But the second half of season 8, a lot of big things are going to happen. But sorry, I remember what you were saying. Carl's comic role. What's going to happen with that? I think that it'll be split between most likely Daryl with the Negan parts, maybe Enid for the Whisperer role parts. But if Maggie goes away, if that character is written off the show because of contract stuff, that changes the whole dynamic at Hilltop, the Whisperers, Gregory. So much stuff changes with that too. And to lose Carl and possibly Maggie in, half a season into season 9, if that happens, that would be terrible for that. So we need a fill-in for, Maggie Rhee in the future if Lauren Cohan doesn't sign. And as of right now, it doesn't happen. But people have been recast in Game of Thrones, not like the major characters, but smaller characters that have had a role. They were recast, and it's worked, and it could do that. So I'd rather have Maggie Rhee stay on the show with Lauren Cohan, of course, but we'll see what the end result is. We're running out of time because, March, April, and then they start filming in end of April, early May, whatever they actually decide. So we're going to have, pretty soon we're going to be in March, and that's going to probably be all of March or early April. The contracts have to be done for that too. So do you think Rick will slice Negan's throat with an axe? I don't think so. I know that there's pictures of Rick walking around with an axe that we actually have on videos. I actually have some footage too, pictures of Rick with an axe, most likely going after Negan. Not sure if it actually actually gets to him, but also potentially the full nude walker. So I'm not sure if that's actually what the walker is that's supposed to be full nude, but I'll post that in an upcoming video for that. We'll see how they do it, because on the show, you can't show certain things with nudity, but blurriness, far away shots, we'll see what actually happens with that. But they are portraying it as the first all nude walker on the show. So we'll see how it actually unfolds for it, guys. So like I said before, what are you guys doing for the episode tonight? DVR, watching it live, having a party, going somewhere? I'll just be watching it at the house, enjoying it, and then I'll be making videos tonight. I'll do probably a breakdown of the trailer for next week's episode, and then I might do the review tonight, a quick one, and then I'll do a breakdown of it on Monday or so, and then anything that pops up, like Easter eggs or something, what happens it for you guys. So if you're watching it, I make videos, and I try to watch The Talking Dead at the same time, and then I make a video and I post it and then try to watch it. So I'm going to be doing that, and it's just on so late that I can't do a live stream. But maybe down the road I'll be jumping on a live stream for you guys right after that happens. So, and then anybody watch Comic Book Men? I don't watch it the night it is. I watch it on demand later. But Comic Book Men's actually a good show, and I've actually been to that comic book shop, as it's in North Jersey, as I would say, and it's pretty cool. It's small in there, and it's pretty cool to actually be in the same shop that some of the celebrities and people have been in there too. So if you're ever in Red Bank, New Jersey, definitely check it out for it. So I'm excited for the episode tonight. At the same time, I know people are dreading it, but also excited for it. So it's going to pick up most likely where the episode 808 left, where them in the sewers. Then we'll see Morgan being the flashback, not really, I guess not flashback, but just the connection with how the Saviors got out. With Morgan has the scope on there. Then Rick and Michonne and Carl actually exit the sewers. Daryl takes a group and exits the sewers too. Rick, Carl, and Michonne end up going to the church, where Carl supposedly takes his own life. And then the aftermath, probably the next morning, or that same hours in the morning, Rick and Michonne most likely bury Carl at Alexandria, and then they have to clear out the walkers that are coming in to Alexandria before they get away. I don't think Lucille breaks for a long time on the show. We'll see what happens with Lucille at the end of season 8. Who has it? Who takes control of her? Who do you think has it? I think it goes the comic way, and we'll see if that actually happens. So how many more hours until it airs? what is it? 1:34 is what my clock is. So 7 hours and 26 minutes for the 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time release of it. So I'm excited for The Walking Dead to return. I'll probably be watching the marathon. This is where Negan, this is when Jesus doesn't kill the guy, but Tara wants him to. And that's the same guy that's in the box that we'll see, is the one Jesus is pointing the gun at right now if you're watching the marathon. The one from the satellite station that lied, who peed his own pants. You know how hard it is to piss your own pants? But that guy will most likely be in the box that is given to the sanctuary for it. So I don't have a character episode guide because it's really tough and it's misinformation this year for the second half of season 8 because there's so much filming at the studio that it's hard to actually have because of them being at the hilltop and the sanctuary and then the hilltop and Oceanside. So I'll try to find one. I'll try and put it together for what there is. I think that I'll start making one and from the information that I have if people don't have it. So I'm excited for the second half of season 8. I don't know if you guys are or not, or if you're going to continue to watch. I would assume everybody in here is going to watch The Walking Dead until it's taken off the television, off the series, off the show, if they make a movie or they go somewhere. But I assume everybody in this chat is going to watch to the very end because I can't just give up on the show because of a character dying. Now, that being said, I think people will start to watch less and less and less. And if somebody watched, I would think the show would take a severe hit if Rick, Daryl, Michonne, Carol, and even Morgan were killed off the show. Now, Carl debatable if he's on there, but I think that I guess even Negan to some extent. People like Negan. His future storylines maybe bring people around or not, but it's just a bad guy. You know, we'll see what happens for it. So I just think that The Walking Dead to me is going to be the show that I watch to the very, very end. And I've watched a lot of shows to the very end. You know, I watched, Sopranos and Breaking Bad, a lot of shows at the end. And I just hope that they take breaks when they need to and don't get tired out. And because the money train is starting to cause problems. Contracts, season 9, more contracts. People ask me about the lawsuits a lot. I don't think that'll ever kill the show, but it may hurt some things of the show. It might hurt some, but it's never going to stop the show from being made because if the show gets stopped, like especially the Frank Darabont show, the lawsuit, because he's not suing to stop the show. He's suing for the money that he should have made from being, the showrunner of season 1 and half of season 2. That the money was not put in there right. The basis of the episodes or how they it's something to do with logistics of how much was made from that. And so every time it's on the marathons of season 1 and season 2, he'll get money for that, and he'll probably get the rest of his life, but he won't get after that. And it's just money that he should have made based on the numbers. And they're saying that AMC did certain things. I don't know if it's true or not, but he's fired probably at some of the turning points of the show. And it sucks because I think he would have done really well and are there for it. So yeah, Walking Dead for life, exactly. That should be a tattoo going through the stomach, like Thug Life, but Walking Dead for life. That'd be pretty funny. But hopefully you guys are liking the intro that I have with the Carl edit of the picture with Shane. I love that. I think that was pretty awesome. I think that's one of my favorite pictures. That'll probably stay out of my intro for the rest of the intros of the channel. But hey guys, thank you guys for joining me this Sunday, February 25th. I'm excited because of The Walking Dead coming back. I'm excited also because today is my wife's birthday, so we've had some birthday stuff, and we went here, we went there, and we went and had a nice breakfast, and then we'll have a nice dinner, and we'll be having, just a nice day. And also, it's pretty cool. I always joke with her that, your present is the Walking Dead coming back, and I called Greg Nicotero up and told him that, February 25th, we need The Walking Dead to come back. I wish it was actually last week. I feel like it's really late coming back this late, February 25th for it. So I think that thought it would be a week or so earlier. I think that would have been pretty cool. So thank you, Tanya. Pretty cool. Thank you, guys. She says thank you. She's in the other room. So people are saying happy birthday to you, Lauren. She's in the other room saying, she says thank you, everyone, for that. Thank you, Tanya, for checking out book 3. I like book 3. I like books 3 and 4 of the series. They're some of my favorite of the Fight for Us series. Book 5 is awesome. It's a nice transition. Book 6, the one I'm writing right now, is a little different, a little the same, some transitions of it, setting up some big things in the future of it. So if you guys are interested in donating or being a part in the book series, book 6 is closed. But book 7 and 8, I'm going to write later this year. So M King, I believe I agree with you. And book 4 is definitely one of my favorites. Book 3 and 4 are some of my favorites of the series, of the Fight for Us series. But book 4 is definitely up there. It's hard to like rate it because I feel like they're like my children, and how do you rank your children kind of thing. But you know, you do have your favorites. But ultimately, the book 7 and 8, I'm going to open up again for donations of new parts. We're going to have some new good guys, some new bad guys, and some other characters, because the world of Fight for Us is expanding in the state that it takes place. So I think that it'll be pretty cool if somebody wants to play a bad guy, because I have a gentleman who wants to be a bad guy and also kind of a good guy, kind of bad guy kind of role. And so I need some other people for his team and his group. So if people want to do that, I definitely have some for it. So, Tanya, donations are $15 for a smaller part, and then $25 for a bigger part. And if you donate, it's a monthly thing, donation on there. So, thank you. Is it Geese or Geese 74? How do I say that? Let me know. Thank you for the super chat on there, as always. Appreciate it. But the donations are kind of a monthly thing. I can have it be where you have a bigger storyline and then we don't really hear from you again, or you have a bigger part over and over and over again. But again, so Tanya, that'll be in book 7 and book 8. We do it through PayPal or Patreon. I actually prefer PayPal because they take less fees out of it. Patreon, you're taking a fee to put it in there and then a fee to actually, take it out. So the PayPal is actually, because it goes through my PayPal anyway. So PayPal's their PayPal payment are the best for us. So down the road, if people want that, I'm excited to do it because the world of Fight for Us is ever expanding for it. So I'm excited for that, guys, for you down the road, and I'll always let you know when that is. But book 6 is going to finish up in March, and then I'm taking a nice long break to work on the comic, and then edit, and then book 7 and book 8 will be through that. Be later this year, probably end of the summer. I'll start book 7 for it. So, Greg, if you want to donate, you can let me know on Facebook. I'll give you my PayPal account. Also, if you want, or you can check out my Patreon account for it. Do I have a link of the Patreon here in this? I don't think so. Now I got a link to the book. I got a link of the channel, the news. I have the mystery boxes on it. I gotta put a Patreon thing on there, but it's through Patreon or there. I'll reopen those because it's all been satisfied for it. So, book 6, M King, will be March. That'll be next month. So middle of March. So it'll be before April. So we'll be talking more about that in future, videos for that too. So. Now, JP Flowers, we're going to stay in actually and just get some food and enjoy here. We went out to breakfast for that. So I want to mix it up a little bit here. I saw Black Panther yesterday, and I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to say spoilers. I'm not going to talk about spoilers, but if you haven't seen Black Panther and you like Marvel movies, I like that. It's a good movie. Denai Guerrera, Michonne, is in it. Not the same character, but the same actress. It was great. The movie was good. It connects, Captain America Civil War to where it's at, and then most likely right before Avengers Infinity War. I thought it was great. It seemed a little long, but It was fine. I was entertained the entire time. My favorite character actually is Black Panther's sister. I forget her name. I don't really know, but that was pretty awesome. I thought she brought a lot of entertainment to it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was action. I thought the graphics and the CGI and all that stuff was great. The suits were really cool, especially with the good guy and the bad guy, the upgraded suits. I thought it was cool, but I thought it was a great story too. I'm excited for that movie to come out. You know, once Avengers comes out on May 4th, and that's right before Walker Stalker Nashville. So I don't know if I'm going to have time to see it there and then go to Nashville. I might have to wait to come back, so I might have to wait 3 weeks to see Avengers Infinity War. But that looks pretty amazing. I'm excited how everything connects. I kind of like the post-credit scenes. They weren't much to them, but there's 2 of them. There's one kind of mid-credits and then the very, very end of it. So I think it's pretty interesting for it. So thank you, Tanya. I'm glad you like the books. I appreciate it. I love the book series. I love writing the book series. That's why I can write books pretty quickly, because I thoroughly enjoy writing them. I love the idea of a zombie apocalypse thriller that I'm in, that my wife is in, that my family is in, that my friends are in. I mean, everything's loosely based on friends and family and everything there too. Maybe a little more than others, like myself and, you know, my family. But I'm excited about them, and I'm glad people are liking the content, the story of it. Hopefully that translates very well into the comic series that we're eventually going to make, because I think it's a great story that we're talking about it too. And I've learned from the good shows, the movies, the bad shows, the bad movies that don't make sense, and you're like, that's kind of dumb. But I do like the idea of Robert Kirkman telling the story of a zombie apocalypse that never ends. Now, the Fight for Us series will have an end. But is it a true ending? It's going to have maybe a stopping point, and then where I want to take it, if not, or that, or something. So I'm not going to give anything away of the book series ending, but it's going to have a lot of ups and downs and highs and lows and rewards for watching and reading and, you know, the comic book and everything. And it's going to be not a lot of cool things, and pay, you know, homage to the good things, the shows, the Easter eggs and everything for it too. So I think I'm excited for that most than anything to it. Let's see what happens here. We've got some good questions. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm laughing at Barbara's Bri wakes up as an old man. That would be pretty great. I'm not going to be in a coma or anything, but you know, that's kind of an easy way out. But and I'm not going to dream the whole thing. You're like, oh yeah, it was all a dream. I used to just read up the Walking Dead comics and I dreamt the whole thing. No, that definitely never happened. So thank you guys for joining me here. Let me answer some questions. Where are we at? What is going to happen to Father Gabe? Gabriel, to me, will be fine. I don't see him dying. I think he's going to be sick, but I think he's going to be not 100% healthy until the very end. I think that he's pointing the gun at somebody with the red eyes in the trailer. I think he is pointing the gun at, who do you think it is? To me, I think it makes the most sense of Gregory, because that's what you want to see. You want to see Father Gabriel and Gregory back again. Like, you left me. I could have died because of you. And probably Father Gabriel wants to kill Gregory, but someone stops him, or something. Probably Jesus stops him. You know, that's what happens. And he's saving people here, which is annoying. We don't need any more of that for sure. But Father Gabriel probably wants to kill Gregory, and I don't blame him, because Father Gabriel could be dead right here. And he probably should be dead with all those walkers that were around him. But he was saved by Negan, and we had that whole connection for it. So do you think everything is Daryl and Tara's fault? I don't think so, because clearly Dwight said that it wasn't Daryl's fault. They got out anyway. It was Eugene who helped them, but that the walkers were all against the wall, and then they would be able to get inside, so that gave an avenue. So it's definitely Daryl's fault. It doesn't help the fact that Daryl decided to do that. They had him trapped, dead to rights. And it's just annoying. And I'm glad it's past the season 8 premiere here. It's Morgan doing his killing the saviors in marathon. Hopefully you guys are watching the marathon for it. I am excited for the continuation. I'm excited for Morgan too in the whole second half of season 8. I'm excited to see how it connects Fear the Walking Dead for it. I'm excited. I can't wait either, Brandy. I know I'm excited. Everybody there too. So will Rick ever get his leg broke this season? If he does, it's at the very end of the season. But from what I'm seeing in the pictures in there too, I don't know. He could get wounded. He could. I want to see Negan and Rick just fight it out. Have a good all-out brawl. You know, Rick's gun gets knocked out of his hand. Lucille gets taken away, and they just beat each other up. Because Rick does get beaten up. He wins some fights. He loses a little bit. Whatever you say, it's debated if Shane won or Rick won or what happened there too. Because I have a breakdown of that. It's debated who actually won that. But Rick needs to lay into Negan and just lay into that face and just bloody it up than to have a good fight. You know, that's what you want to have, and you want to see that too. And it's going to be annoying to me every time I see it and you see Rick say, I'm going to kill you, Negan. Not today, not tomorrow. I'm going to kill you. Not today. This is where you die. It's like, come on. And if he doesn't actually happen, it just looks really dumb. And it keeps saying over and over and over again. You know, I just want to see a good fight between the two of them. You know, kind of like a Shane Rick fight again. I want to see a Negan Rick fight where it's there, because I don't know how good Negan can fight without a weapon. But I just love the fight. I had to see that too in the upcoming episode when Rick hits him with that metal cup thing, and it's like bink, and he falls back. It's just great. I want to see that more of that, you know. So I'm excited for tonight. Let me answer a couple more questions. I'll go for about, just under like 9 minutes or so, because it's coming up on my hour. Even though I could talk to you guys all day long, I got to do some stuff here. And again, like I said, it's my wife's birthday, so we got to enjoy that day, February 25th. I'm excited for it, guys. How about you? I know it sucks. So let's see what we got here. What is the sickness Father Gabriel has? Probably just, similar to the prison. Probably not, Anna. I think it's just the walker sickness. I think it was just his way to get sick and then go back and bring the doctor with him. I think that was just their connection there. I don't think it's that flu thing that killed a lot of people. That was just a way of killing off the Woodbury people at the prison and getting rid of, thinning the herd and the dead weight on there. So great. Ask any more questions you guys want to ask. I'm going to be doing some rapid fire answers. Will Simon die in the end of the season, Christina? Great question. I think so. There's not really proof 100% that it happens, but I think it happens. I think Simon actually dies. Simon will find out that Dwight is the traitor. I don't know if it's from Laura or actually how it is, or Simon just figures it out. But I think he dies either by Negan, because there is some conflict between Simon and Negan, and we'll see if that ultimately gets rid of Simon, which kind of sucks because I kind of like Simon as the villain role, and Gavin as well as part of the Saviors, but we know how that happens tonight. Who do you think will adapt Carl's storyline from the comics now that he's done for? Like I said before, I think Enid, Daryl are the main proponents, maybe even Henry a little bit. What do you think about Judith? I think Judith is the wild card. She could be nobody, like she's always been. She's kind of been the baby dead weight kind of thing they've been carrying around, and she makes noises and she cries and walkers and going through there. But I still believe the curse of Judith is still in play. I still think that whoever was babysitting Judith for a long time and really had a big caregiver doesn't work out too well for them. Also, the orange backpack, whoever has the orange backpack for a long time, death surrounds that. So we'll see if that comes back around for the second half of season 8, and if it does come down the road in season 9. But I think it's a possibility for it. Let's see. You think Rick was talking to Negan when he says, this is where you die? I think so. I think they're talking to each other inside of the building that's probably after the fire. I think Negan is driving a car is what the word is that he actually gets out of, and that's one that's on fire, where Simon and Dwight are looking at. I think that's the fire that is, but Rick is going after Negan to end it, and I guess Rick ends up getting captured is what the word is that from the season 8 finale. Daryl needs to do stuff that's helping people. He's been kind of getting people in the wrong way. Ever since he's met Dwight, it's not worked out well. His decisions have been pretty bad. I know that connection will be with Dwight and Daryl going into the second half of season 8, and after that, we'll see them probably connect and more of Dwight helping the group more and more and more. I know people are still suspect for it. So, M. King, spoilers tonight. Carl dies. Gavin dies. Alexandria is blown to crap. Carl kills himself. We don't see Hilltop. We don't see... we see Ezekiel lives. Then that's kind of the big thing. People get notes. Judith, Carl have a connection with each other because Carl wants to make sure Judith remembers Carl, even though I think that'll come back around later on in the series when Judith is asking about Carl and be like, who's this guy or who's this? And they're like, that's your brother, Carl, and it should come. Carl plants a tree. We see Carl look at his wound. We see, the flashbacks with earlier part of the season when Carl got bit. We see Morgan's thing where he gets shot at and the Sabres get out of the sanctuary. So, Janet, everybody wants Jared to die. Jared looks to die in episode, I believe it's 8:14. So towards the very end of the season, the 14th episode of every season. So 5:14, 6:14, 7:14, 8:14. There's a lot of death in those episodes, and that will continue in the trend most likely here. Jadis and the Scavengers, we talked about what happens with all of that. So now that we have a Kang in charge, an actual Kang, and also too, since you guys are here, a little fun fact that I'm going to be making a video on, I'll give you one of my Easter egg fun facts, is that Angela Kang's son, Ethan, is the baby that was used in season 7, episode 1, that is with Glenn. Glenn is holding Ethan, and that is Angela Kang's actual son in there too. And I believe Ethan was in another episode before that, but that was the first time that I remember seeing that. And that's actually Angela Kang's real baby. So that's pretty cool. But there you go, guys. I think I'm going to end on that. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I'm excited for The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 9. Super chat. Thank you, Geese. I don't know how to say the name. I'm sorry because it's GESE74. Thank you for the super chat. As always, guys, you are awesome. All you guys for joining me. I am excited for the episode tonight. There's the Gracie on the wall. We'll see if that ever comes back around and what the deal with that is. What's the point of her, right? So let me answer this one question from the watchful and harmonious subscriber. Bri, if you could write one episode for The Walking Dead, who and what would it be about? Well, if I had some parameters, if I had something there too, I think it would be them going out and searching and scavenging and surviving again. Not for Negan, not for anyone but themselves. They would find some prepper stuff. They would find a doomsday prepper's house, and they'd be set for a while with guns, weapons, ammunition, almost like the boathouse kind of thing. And I would want to see them doing that. Alexandria, I think that would be my type of thing, but the parameters would be probably set for my episode. I'd want it there to be some suspense, a little bit of action, but them getting back to their survival roots, not for someone else, but for themselves. So there you go, guys. That's my take on the live stream. Thank you guys for joining me this hour and every hour. I will be here Sundays at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time as I live in Florida. I'm excited for The Walking Dead to return, the future of the channel. My book series, Fight for Us. It's on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Kindle versions. And hopefully everybody will enjoy the episode as much as they can because it's going to be sad. I'm going to watch Talking Dead. I will have some more videos tonight. And yeah, they need to pay Lauren Cohan. That's for sure, Lone Wolf. I agree with you. But there you go, guys. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. And hopefully you like some of my inspirational things at the end of the videos that I've been putting in there and some, I guess, words of wisdom, if you will. I just kind of mix it up every now and again. And thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Enjoy the episode tonight. And you guys are awesome. Thank you for watching.